Hello, hello, hello. I am the African witch bitch hoodoo practitioner. It's been brought to my attention by some of the babies that follow me that there are practitioners out there who call themselves teachers and who are teaching people, and I just want to give you guys a warning to the babies out there who may be new in the craft or who may not know foundational hoodoo, who may not understand, who might be fresh out the church and maybe want to get that connection with their ancestors. And a lot of these scamming ass practitioners are adopting some of the scamming ass ways of the church. And for people who don't know, it's really easy to victimize and take advantage of people who are hurt, who are broken, who are grieving. These type of practitioners see that as a pay dirt and as a way to dig in your pockets. And I want to teach you guys how to spot them. Okay, I already have a video on my YouTube called the 3 different type of practitioners, and if you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you go watch that shit after you finish this one. But I want to expound on that one a little bit more. Excuse me, and teach you guys some characteristics that these low vibrational ass, scamming ass, no power having, no relationship with spirit having ass practitioners have a common thread, commonality that you can spot so that you can know the type of people that you might not want to learn under, that you might not want to allow to have access to your energy. And as I've stated before, people who've been fucking and rocking with me for a minute, fucking with me for a minute, and rocking with me for a minute know that I pretty much say the same thing. I don't have a problem coming for these people, because I feel like that if I could wake up or protect or make aware any of the babies, I did my job. Because there's people out there who really do have a genuine, honest desire to connect with their ancestors and to elevate high in spirit. And they don't want to hurt anybody. They just want to learn. And then you have piranhas out there in this ocean, in these YouTube, TikTok, witchy streets that see that and their ignorance of the craft or them being new as a pay dirt, as a payday, as something they can cash in on. And because I am called by spirit to be a teacher, and I try to teach as close to foundational hoodoo as possible, I would be completely out of pocket not to expose this so that these babies are well aware. And just like these scammers can go out there and use this platform to connect with other people to steal from them, I can use this platform to connect with other people on how to spot them, to protect yourself. So here go. And I know I'm not their friend. I know I'm not their favorite. And they got these little names for me. They call me the Payless Shoes of practitioners, or whatever the fuck they call me. That's fine. You can say whatever the fuck you want, because honey, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. And there's times I rocked the hell out of some Payless shoes and was thankful for them. And if that makes me a bad person, because my mom and my dad, I grew up in a household with both parents, worked hard to be able to, be able to give to me. And money sometimes was tight, but there is no, in my opinion, there is no honor. There's no dishonor in hard work. So if that make y'all feel good to talk shit about me, I say whatever. But I'm here. I'm not here for y'all scamming assholes. I'm here for the babies, the new people in the craft. So if you ever run across a practitioner that tells you, or they either do prosperity work for you, which they shouldn't be doing, because if you've been following me, you know how to do the shit on your own. I do not recommend I do that. Babies in the craft, side note to what I'm about to say, get comfortable with letting other people do your work for you. I don't give a damn how new you are. I don't give a damn how new you are. You can learn how to do your own work. You got to start from somewhere. And just like when a baby's learning how to crawl, what if you carried your child everywhere because they didn't feel like learning how to crawl and learning how to walk, and you carried them And then you're trying to teach them, come on, it's time for you to learn on your own because I'm not going to always be here to carry you. And they didn't feel like it. They just prefer for you to carry. No, then you're not helping your baby meet their developmental milestone. And I'm the witch bitch that teaches the people learning under me how to meet your developmental witchy milestones so you can learn how to do your own shit, so you can be a self-sustaining practitioner on your own journey, not crippled and not codependent on other people's relationship with spirit, okay? If you run across a practitioner who calls themselves a teacher, but they charge a shit ton of money for you to learn under them, run. And a shit ton is a shit ton. Okay. Some of the reports I'm getting from some people is in the thousands that they're paying just to learn. No, no, it doesn't cost a lot of money to learn. And some people may not think that that's a lot of money, but shit, if you're a parent, single parent, co-parent, whatever the fuck kind of parent, married couple, whatever, and you might, it might be tight sometimes. Or you might be a billionaire. That part don't even fucking matter. The fact is that hoodoo, if you are of African descent, is your birthright because of the DNA and the blood that beat through your veins. That's your initiation in hoodoo. There is no initiation in hoodoo. Okay? The fact that you're born melanated is your initiation. That is your claim to the practice. So no, you do not have to go out and spend a shit ton of money to learn. Period. You don't. Okay? That's exhibit A. Number 2, if you're with the practitioner and they require or expect or demand that you have to suck their ego dick in order to learn under them, run. And let me tell you why. Because number 1, I have a very healthy self-esteem, and anybody who's a real teacher in this lane should have a very healthy self-esteem. I cannot teach you guys, guide you guys, instruct you guys, go through shadow work if shadow is running your life, if my life. I can't do that. I would be a big ass fucking hypocrite. Yes, shadow creeps in every now and then, and it does with everybody. But there's a big ass difference between shadow running your life and shadow creeping in every now and then. And if you're one of those teachers who require and demand and expect your students to suck your ego dick, to cater to you, to serve you, bitch, you need to do some shadow work. And I'm just keeping it 100 pennies right now. That ain't necessary for me. I'm not better than you. If you are a baby learning, if you are a new person in the craft, or if you are experienced, whatever the fuck, I am no better than you are. African witch bitch is telling you I am not higher than you. I am not better than you. I am not more powerful for your situation than your own goddamn intent is for your situation. This is why I don't do spell work from people. I would rather teach you to do the shit yourself. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a court case coming up and you were wrongfully accused of whatever the hell or whatnot. And you really have the strongest intent, you justifiably to win your court case. Me doing spell work for you is not stronger than your intent for your situation. I will guide you. I will teach you. I will show you. But you do your own work, put your own intent, because the number one ingredient for your spells to pop is your intent. Okay? It's that if you don't have that, if you don't believe the shit's gonna work, it won't work. Period. So these other practitioners are out there playing on the fact that these babies are coming in here uncertain, and they have what I like to call witchy low self-esteem. It doesn't mean that that's not uncommon when you're new into practice and you don't know. So then they play on that shit and make it seem like that they're bigger, they're badder, they're better, and you need to pay me a shit ton of money so I could do this for you because my spell will pop because I'm more experienced. No. And if that person that calls themselves a teacher requires that you guys serve them and suck their ego dick, stroke their ego, that they expect for you to reverend them. And when I say reverend them, that means esteem them high and exalt them as if they're the fucking almighty and shit. No, that you need to run. That's not somebody you need to learn under. We all have our own individual relationship with spirit. I do, you do, if you're following, if you're learning under me. And my relationship with spirit is my relationship with spirit. And your relationship is yours. And that shit got to be developed, and it takes time, and it is not some microwavable ass shit. I don't care how hefty the price tag is. It's not. Just if you could be a billionaire and the person next to you might be a hundredaire, and that person might have a real genuine desire to learn and a humble heart, spirit's gonna fuck with them they will over you any day of the week, because it's not about how much money you have or how much money you throw at a situation to make it prosper. That's not how it works. I'm getting reports, y'all, that there's practitioners out there charging their students like a tithe, like 20%, 10%, 5%, meaning I'll do a money spell for you, or I'll teach you how to do a money spell, and when it pop, you owe me 5% or 10% of the profit of the spell. That's not foundational hoodoo. That's foundational scam and some bullshit. That's what that's called. And I need you guys to not fall for that shit. I need you to know that any real practitioner worth their weight in used cat litter know that one of the easiest spells, if spirit is fucking with you, is money and prosperity spells. They're the easiest thing to do. I have a 12-year-old niece that could do that shit with her eyes closed. Ask any one of my students, the very first thing I'll teach you is that. But that's only if, and before I even teach that, I'll teach you how to lay your foundation, build your relationship up with spirit so that spirit will fuck with you. Because what's the point of doing a fucking money spell if spirit ain't fucking with you and your shit won't pop? So the very first thing I teach you is building your relationship, laying down your foundation. That's called doing your groundwork. And then whatever you ask for, sometimes you ain't even got to do the fucking spell. The shit will pop right when you need it. And you ain't did nothing. That's because spirit's fucking with you. That's the first thing I teach. Easiest thing in the world. Easiest thing in the world. Like making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But here's the key. If you're one of those people, one of those scamming ass witch hoes, low vibrational ass scammers, they charge a shit ton of money for spell work because that's how they have to get their bag. Because spirit not fucking with them. So they got to dig in your pockets and get your little tithe or your little 5-10% or whatever the fuck. I can't believe people are really fucking doing this shit. Oh my gosh. And then the babies who are coming in don't know. They don't know that that's not foundational hoodoo. They don't know that that's some bullshit because they came from the church and they're used to paying the 10%, 15, 20% at the church. They're used to it. So that don't sound, too far-fetched, but I'm telling you right now, honey, this ain't the church. And there is nowhere in foundational hoodoo, voodoo, or any other practice under the umbrella of African spirituality that requires you to pay a percentage of work that pops to your teacher. Don't do that shit. No student of mine will ever tell you I've asked them for anything. People do give to me. They do send me presents all the time, and I'm thankful for them. I truly, truly am. But it is not a requirement. And any practitioner that tells you that it is full of shit. And I'm here to let you know. That person is out trying to get the bag. They're focused more on the money instead of elevating. Let me tell y'all something. I want you to pay a close attention to some of these practitioners because spirit has a good way of humbling you when you fuck with them. And when I say fuck with them, I'm not talking about fuck with them in a good way like they fucking with you. No, I'm talking when you fuck with them in a low vibrational ass negative way. They have a real good way of humbling you. I fear spirit. I reverence spirit. I respect spirit. I respect my ancestors. I love my ancestors. I am honored to be in this lane. I'm honored to be in a position to teach. But one thing I'll never do is disrespect them, their legacy, their suffering, their tears, the lashes that they received, and their bloodshed by being some sort of blood-sucking ass money-grubbing leech in this realm, in this lane. that was created in secret so that we could connect because our birthright was stolen from us due to slavery. And I'm going to disrespect that. The millions of Africans that lay at the bottom of the Atlantic, the largest graveyard in the universe is the Atlantic Ocean. And I'm going to disrespect that by trying to sell a basic ass fucking spell for hundreds of dollars or charge people that want to learn thousands just to learn under them. I'm supposed to disrespect that legacy. When I go home, I'm from the South. Side note. I had went home to bury my dad. He's buried in Dallas at the military cemetery. I think it's Arlington National Cemetery. And I was just walking through like, because if you know anything about that region, they have pecan trees, and I love pecan trees. And I used to pick them when I was a kid, right? So I was walking through, and Spirit told me, and I seen this big ass tree, and Spirit told me, you're walking on blood-soaked land. Always stay humble. And as I'm standing there in the field and I look at the tree, it's a big ass tree, pecan tree. It was like I seen shadows of our ancestors hanging from the tree. And it shook me. And I sit up and I look at that and I think about the ancestors who was beaten just for practicing what we do in public now that we're allowed to do. And I think about the ones who were even lied on. They weren't even practitioners, but somebody wanted to just, suspect that they were or whatever. And I think about that. I would cook my coochie on your hot stove, chew broken glass, and mop the ocean floor before I disrespect that legacy by being a thief in this lane. And I consider it stealing if you manipulate people's minds, their psyche, their emotions, their grieving, for the objective to dig in their wallets and to get your ego dick sucked. I don't give a fuck if it's billions of dollars. That shit don't matter to me. I don't care how much money is on the table. You can offer me all the money in the world, and I'm still not going to compromise my integrity. I'm not doing it. And I don't understand how these other practitioners do, but I guess that's really not for me to understand. It's greed when it all boils down to it. But what I do know, better than I know my own name, is for you babies out there. I need you to know how to spot these people, and I need you not to be taken advantage of. Now, if you choose to be one of those practitioners who want to follow low vibration, then I guess that's a choice you're making. But and I'm not speaking to you either, because you're making a conscious choice. Hell, there's people who know their friend is about to rob a bank and they join so they can be accomplice to the crime. That's not what I'm talking. I'm not speaking to you. You're making a conscious choice to go that way, whatever. Well, who I'm talking to are the babies who don't know better. And their ignorance, and not in a disrespectful manner, because ignorant means the state of unknowing. You just don't know something. They fall prey to these people. And they don't know. They wake up thousands of dollars later feeling like a fool, disheartened by the practice, and run away. That's not it. And side note, not only are they out to get money, not only are they out to siphon your energy, not only are they out to get their egos stroked and to be reverent and exalted. That's a sign of low self-esteem, bitch. I'm talking to you. You know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to whoever's listening to this video and the shoe is fitting and you feel attacked. I don't know. It's thousands of y'all hoes out there that's going around scamming people globally. I'm talking to you. They also, and there are also practitioners out there that's trying to manipulate these babies for sexual favors. If that's not some low vibrational ass shit, I don't know what is. Babalawos that are claimed to be in the Ifa tradition, talking about Oshun said that we need to do a sex ritual. Orula says that we need to do, Obatala says that we need to do, Oye says that we need to do, light some candles and you take these women to bed and they think that they're getting closer to spirit and you're just using them for their vagina. I'm talking to you. Y'all are some sick motherfuckers, and I'm here to tell you. Ladies, don't fall for that shit. Men, don't fall for it. There's some witches out there that say that you got to do a sex ritual for protection or a sex ritual for don't it's not foundational hoodoo. Yes, sex magic is a real thing. It is. It definitely is. Consensual. Not because you're being manipulated and coerced to lay in bed with somebody, but if you're married, you and your husband can manifest some shit, boyfriend, whatever the case, girlfriend, whatever. But I'm a teacher. I don't sleep with my students. I have never done that and I never would. Stay away from these low vibrational ass practitioners. Protect yourself. Learn from an ethical practitioner and an ethical teacher. And if you don't know one, you can follow me in it. And I'm not doing this video for for likes and shares and shit. I mean, people share my shit all the time. I'm doing it to protect. And if this is the first video you've watched of mine, or this may be the 100th video you've watched of mine, if you never watch another one, just remember this lesson. Your birthright, African spirituality, is not for sale. It's not something that should cost a shit ton of money. Never. Our ancestors birthed this practice in secret with only the stuff they could gather from the earth in secret. They didn't charge shit tons of money. They didn't, because nobody had money. So I need you guys to remember that and protect yourself, your wallets, your sanity, and don't let these practitioners guilt you and scare you into opening up your wallet, your legs, or unzipping your pants. I am the African Witch Bitch Hoodoo Practitioner. Thank you for listening to me. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to, you can book a consultation with me to talk if you want to talk about something, or you can email me or whatever. But I just want you guys to please keep yourself safe, okay? I will talk to you guys soon. Ashe.